Inde Navarrette, and I'm here with my beauty secrets, and I'm gonna tell you all of the secrets, and then we're gonna go from day to date night. We are gonna sanitize our hands. So, shake your cleanser. I don't add water first. I like cleansing oil because I feel like there's oils on my face, and so I feel like oil is the best thing to take it off. I don't know, scientifically it just makes sense to me. We're gonna start with moisturizer. I like the Rhode Glazing Milk because I feel like it mixes really well with my makeup. I feel like this just, honestly, shout out Haley, you figured it out. It feels really good, and it's just glowy, and it feels wonderful. I like to make sure everything's dry, so. Now that that's dry, we are going to use sunscreen. I got this one, I just recently went to Paris, so the formula is different in the States than it is in other countries. So I got this one. In Paris, I was there for a Dior show, Christian to be specific, and I had the time of my life. We went to Crazy Horse, which is a burlesque show. You have to go to Crazy Horse. That place, wow. That was my first time in Europe. But I feel like this is gonna be a very European year. I feel like once I've gone, now I'm gonna have to go back. Because the other places that I've been to were Mexico and Thailand, which I think people are really surprised to learn. My grandma lives in Thailand. Sawadika, which is hi in Thai. I like for things to sit. So while that's sitting, we're gonna add eye patches. So my mom is a hairstylist, and my grandma on the Australian side is very homeopathic. So my whole house growing up smelled like tea tree oil. There wasn't a lot of makeup in my house growing up, but what was cool was my mom really liked Urban Decay. So if there was makeup, it was Urban Decay, which stayed on like crazy. So I would get caught putting her makeup on my face because Urban Decay doesn't come off. If this is the wrong way, first of all, shut your mouth. Second of all, please tell me. I feel like this looks correct, and if not, oh well. So you gotta rub your hands. If anybody's wondering why I'm like 70 million hours late, now you have video proof to use in court. While this is sitting on my face, we're going to take a shot. I'm not gonna spill anything, because turmeric's, fun fact, stains absolutely everything. I have low iron to the point where I would pass out. It's not funny. So I take one a day. I got this one in Paris, to shout out the French people over there. And to be bougie, I'm gonna use this one because I also like it. Also save these and put flowers in it. So this, iron. Yeah. I think inner beauty is just as important. And also, if you have the opportunity, because obviously healthcare is very difficult to get, check your vitamin levels. That will really help, especially as a girl. We lose a lot of iron. I think we're gonna get into makeup now. And because I've been traveling a lot, I'll use these. I felt like I needed a routine whenever I was working a lot because it's grounding. It's kind of the time that I have to myself. So I always start with concealer. I'll use this brand or the YSL illuminating brand because I have yellow undertones that are also red, so it's a bit difficult sometimes to get a color that exactly matches, but that's okay. We play around with colors. A family nickname of mine was always Indie. I was just young and I would say I do, mommy I do, and she's like, you're so independent, Indie. My mom, my abuelito, and my dad all called me Indie. Everywhere else was kind of Danielle. But in 6th grade, I feel like a part of my brain fully formed and I was like, I could be called Indie everywhere. Because they have like the school forms where it's like preferred name. And so I just put Indie. And so it was kind of fun having that. But whenever I got into this industry, whenever you sign up with SAG, you have to put a name. And so I asked my mom, I got permission from her. I was like, can I use Indie publicly? And so it's been beautiful now because like growing up, I felt like Indie and now I can be Indie publicly, but whenever I go home, I'm Danielle. But it's nice to have like a little bit of separation because if I get in trouble, then it's Danielle Fabiola and I'm still the child that needs to do the dishes whenever I'm home. I see one little spot right here that I want to get. I wanted to start acting whenever I realized I was a pretty good liar as a kid. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of not really. Anyways, we had this like YMCA thing, and so my brother went to like the astronaut side and then I went to the acting side, and there was this scene with like an older sister, and I don't have an older sister, and so I kind of was just like playing out all of the different scenes that I would see in TV, and I realized that I had a lot of fun with it. So I don't know, my love for acting kind of started there with like the love of feeling emotion, but I've always loved movies. My first official role was, I think, Denton's Death Date, which was a Snapchat series, and I had a blue stripe in my hair. Shout out Selena Gomez. And it was a lot of fun. I think that was like my first time legitimately on a set. And then Sienna Miller and Diego Luna, I did a movie with them at Sundance where I had one scene and I was like, I gotta kill this. I gotta do a good job. And then the next thing was 13 Reasons Why, which is crazy to say. Alicia Bowe, I remember, really took me in on set and really made me feel comfortable. Dylan Minnette, same thing. And then it was Superman and Lois, which was so much fun. Now we're going on to blush, but I'm mixing too. Fun little trick, blend it on your hand and then put it next to your face. That way you don't have to see the color directly on your face and then you have to take it off. I think I feel the most confident whenever I'm freshly off of the beach and I have like color here. That's kind of my first go-to, is where the sun would naturally hit me. But then there's other days where I really want to be completely pasty, borderline goth, because I'm feeling very Evanescence that day. But today we're feeling a little bit more sun-kissed, if you will. So whenever it came to obsession and a lot of the blood and the kind of like getting ready and getting unready sort of a thing, there were also these contacts. They were size of a quarter, and I had to lift up, I did it incorrectly, don't do it this way, but I would pull my eyelashes up and I would like go like that and I would put it up and then I would open up here and I'd shove it down. I accidentally dropped one of the contacts in alcohol. And obviously you can't put that back in your face. So the scene where I'm like, it's all your fault, and I'm like rubbing his chest, my eyes are closed for that because we didn't have any more contacts. Fun little fact. We dealt with a lot of blood. It was in between my toes. Tiles of my house were stained red. My car had like red moments, my pillows. Going home and washing all of that off and seeing it visually was also really nice emotionally because of the fact that you're physically seeing everything wash off. And then whenever you go to bed, you're kind of out of it. I would do horror for the rest of my life, and now that I have all of these opportunities, I just kind of want to try so many different things. I want to do big things that are really big and exciting with studios, but also at the same time, I loved what I got on Obsession, which is like indie movies and the originality, and I'm still gonna stick with that for a while, just because there's so much freedom. And I also want to learn how to chameleon into different roles. I want to like completely change the way that I look, whether it's cutting my hair or changing the color of my hair or doing any of that. I'm excited to start chameleonizing, add that to Urban Dictionary, chameleonizing into different roles. I really fell in love with Zendaya's Odyssey look, and just kind of, I think we should bring back kind of like that inner corner sort of a vibe. I've always loved really supernatural looks, but in the way that like Rihanna did it, where it's still kind of beautiful and aesthetic, and just gorgeous, but also at the same time it's like natural for her. I watched one of these videos a while ago and somebody said, learn what's good for your face. Actually, I think that was Rihanna. But yeah, just learn what's good for your face. And so looking up to people like Rihanna who did what's good for their face was really good for me. Next, we're gonna do eyeliner and just kind of look away if you don't like people touching your eyes. Their eyes, not your eyes. I can't touch your eyes. I think a really funny thing that I've been seeing lately about the ending of Obsession is everybody kind of like guessing what happens. I know Curry said that in his next movie, it's playing on the TV like a little bit of a spoiler that, you know, a girl was charged with triple homicide. I think she got away with it personally because I just like to think that, but I also loved what Curry did with kind of like leaving it up for audience's interpretation. Also, if you're curious about what I'm doing, I think that I like the more like rubbed in sort of a look, so I quite literally rub my eyes. I also feel like whenever I'm getting ready, I have to I listen to 3 different things all at the same time. 1, Trixie and Katya, which is Bald and the Beautiful, or Queens Who Watch on my TV. 2nd is music. Usually it's Rihanna. And then actually just 2. I feel like just 2's going on. I don't know. Lately I've been trying to listen to more bands that are current rather than just like old music that I've been listening to for a really long time. Specifically girl bands. I learned this from my makeup artist and I highly recommend that everybody does this as well. You take a makeup spoolie and then you go like this. And then I don't know why I feel like I like the application of this one better. I kind of want to fluff up the brows a little bit more, so we're gonna go back in with this. We're gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer. I've been using this one since high school. I also think that this is probably discontinued, but it's the only one that I feel like genuinely is my color, because sometimes they're too orange. I feel like from being 18 to 21, I really experimented with like different colors of eyeliners and something that my tias would do, which is like the brown line and then like a soft milky inner and like a good lip gloss. I feel like whenever I had a lot of makeup on and I tried to have a lot of makeup on, it didn't feel good to me personally. I would be too scared, if I'm being honest. I would like do a lot of makeup and then I would go outside and like go out with my friends and be like, and I'd take it all off. And you gotta look like a dingus. You're not trying if you don't look like a dingus every once in a while. And that's the point. Now we're gonna go to lips. So we're gonna mix these 3. So I'm gonna start off with the doer. I feel like I overline here and then I like buffing it out. Sometimes if you don't have a brush like this, just use the edge here. I promise you it does the same exact thing. The next one we're going in with is MAC, and I like to darken the top here and here. I like using browns because they on me look like red and pink, which is very strange. And then I go in with very pales, which we gotta sharpen this. Don't look. Oh, that was also my favorite memory growing up, was watching my mom sharpen her stuff. I don't know why, it just looked so cool to me. And then we're gonna take a very pale and see how it just like immediately takes away that red. I like having like my natural lip peek through. The last step is just powder. This one I like because it brightens as well as being translucent. I feel like this is good for the day. And then for hair, because I've been traveling a lot and sometimes I don't have time to wash my hair. So dry shampoo is a must. Just brushing it brings all of your natural oils to the end. So that's why your hair looks a lot shinier afterwards. And then obviously to finish it off, deodorant and perfume. I'm not giving the pits away for free, as I think they said that in the Bible one time. Perfume. I'm hiding mine only because Rihanna doesn't tell you what she wears. I am going to go get changed for dinner and I will be right back. Okay. Hello. Because I have flyaways, I'm gonna put this on, so. Okay, ready? This is the pinnacle of trust the process. So you just put her back a little bit. So yeah, this is the vibe for today. And if this outfit was a song and I was walking through West Hollywood, what would be playing is Dust Bowl by Ethel Cain. If you have any lotion, always put lotion on areas that are like being shown, especially a décolletage, because then just look at that difference. The sun will hit here and it just makes you look glowy and glistening and like a pretty, pretty princess. Okay, now actually I gotta go. Bye, Vogue.